Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ben and this is the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast. Hey family, I hope you're well wherever you are and you got that thin blue smoke rolling. This is episode 2 of season 5. This season covers the 2019 Australian Competitive BBQ Circuit and includes recordings from some of the biggest and best festivals from all over this beautiful wide brown land of ours. In short, I'm going to be spending the year flying, driving, eating, walking and talking my way around Australia, and I'm bringing you along for the ride. This episode is another first for me. This time it's Adelaide, South Australia. I drove from the Gold Coast up to Brisbane Airport, flew down to Adelaide, spent 2 days at Up in Smoke, and then did the reverse home again. It was a big weekend, but totally worth it. I'd seen Up in Smoke the last few years in other people's Facebook posts and had always wanted to get down there. This year there was a new promoter running the event, a new location, and a new partnership with the Let's Go Caravan and Camping Association. We had 30,000 people through the gates over the weekend, and it was a fantastic opportunity to showcase some of the best barbecue in the country. It was a double comp too, with a Steak Cook-Off Association comp on the Saturday and an Australasian Barbecue Alliance comp on the Sunday. The two ancillary categories at the SCA were anything on a stick, and in honour of the new relationship with the Camping Association, jaffles. And man, were there ever some creative jaffles. I saw jaffles with mac and cheese as the bread, and even one that was like a custard apple pie with a crunchy toffee drizzled over the outside. It was just incredible and really exciting to see such creativity and innovation. Before we get into it, I'd like to let you know about our awesome new shop on the website. We've got our incredible Smoking Hot Confessions tumblers for keeping your cold drinks cold and your hot drinks hot, and also 2 amazing ebooks, 27 Lessons Learned from Competition Barbecue and The Bacon Manifesto. We're working on a new line of merch coming soon, so keep an eye out for that too. I'd also like to invite you to join us at the Smoking Hot Confessions community on Facebook. If you're looking for a group full of open-minded people who just love to help each other out, the Smoking Hot Confessions community is a great place to continue the conversation. Finally, however you listen to this episode, please subscribe, rate and review the show. It really helps me spread that barbecue love. So without further ado, grab yourself a custard apple jaffle covered with crunchy toffee and something on ice, and join me as I explore the great outdoors at Up in Smoke 2019.
This is the internationally awarded Smoking Hot Confessions podcast with your host, Ben Arnott. How long's it been since your last confession?
G'day folks, Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here, and I've got with me right now Steve from Pyrite Barbecue, quite possibly the bravest man here wearing a white shirt to a barbecue comp. Mate, how's the Adelaide weather treating you?
Mate, look, compared to some of the comps that we've done last year with the weather being so brutal, especially Horsham, I don't know if you heard about that one, but it's great to have some sunshine, and what a perfect day for a barbecue comp.
Mate, there's not many better ways to spend a weekend in the summer in Australia, is there?
Not at all, mate. I tell you what, like if you can, you with your mates, you've got a couple of cold drinks in a nice little spot like this, it's bloody fantastic.
Mate, it's a ripper. So tell me, are you local to Adelaide?
I am, yep. Originally the team, the boys, the Pyrite boys, we all grew up in Broken Hill in far west New South Wales. We've all moved to Adelaide over the years, and so we all live local, yeah.
Beautiful. So tell me, what sort of makes Pyrite Barbecue unique?
That's a funny question. I guess the uniqueness of us is we try not to take it too serious. We like to have fun. We like the branding side of things, as you can tell. Like, we like to spruik our name a little bit, but you know, all in all, we're just doing it for a bit of fun. So uniqueness. Yeah, I don't know really. I don't know how everyone's here to have some fun and meet some new people, so, you know, we're not really unique, I guess, but...
Well, let's just say that your uniqueness is that you are undefined.
That's true, yeah.
There you go. There you go. All right, I'll send you a bill in the mail.
Yeah, no worries.
So how's your SCA cook-off going?
Pretty good. We have gone down the dessert track, which I think a lot of the other teams have. It's been fun. We did a lot of prep last night, and I guess we'll see how we go. See if we're lucky today. So yeah.
And what's your favourite type of grill for doing SCA on?
Would have to be a GA, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, that's our go-to. So,
Why is that?
I just think the versatility of them, like, and the compact size. You can get the grill grates really hot on there. They're nice and easy to manage. So, yeah, that's definitely our go-to for sure.
And what do you fuel it with?
Oh, nothing but heat beads. It's the best. It is absolutely the best thing on the market. So, if anyone's deciding on what charcoal to get or what sort of fuel they're going to run, I would recommend heat beads all the way.
That works out very well, as they are the event's main sponsor, so we worked that out very nicely.
Yeah. Oh, well, they're a big sponsor of ours too, so, and we love the product, so it's great, yeah.
There you go. Now, leading into the ABA competition tomorrow, what is going to be your strongest hand in, do you predict?
Chicken over the last probably 18 months has been our favourite. We've had some really good results. I think the 5 comps last year, we had 3 first-place chickens, which is good, which means that we're being consistent with the flavour and the cook. So, we'll focus pretty hard again on chicken just to keep it consistent as last year, and hopefully we can snag some other categories along the way.
That sounds fantastic, mate. Now, just before we wrap things up, is this your first time at Up in Smoke?
No, this is our 3rd Up in Smoke. So, it just gets better and better every year. It's unbelievable. The setup that they've got here for us is amazing. Everyone's going to go, where's the dust, where's the wind, where's the dirt, where's the rain, So to have these facilities for a barbecue comp is unbelievable.
That's so true. So if you could sort of pin it down to one thing, what would you say is it that makes the Up in Smoke Festival the best festival in South Australia?
It's in Adelaide.
So location.
Yeah, look, it's the best thing about the Up in Smoke competition. So you want me to talk? Is that what you mean, or?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
The way it's run. Rob's, he's a professional. He's got it down pat. So, you couldn't ask for a better organiser. So, have a look at this. It's perfect. There's so many teams. People have travelled around. It's great. It's awesome. Come to the great state of SA.
Mate, it's my first time here and I'm loving it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And you got some good weather too, so.
I know, beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to let you get back to your team because you've got the next SCA hand in coming up. I'm going to say thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
And good luck with it.
Cheers.
Hey folks, Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here. I've got the man Jim here from Jimmy's Briskets, and he is just the man when it comes to charcoal cooking outdoors. Jim, how you going?
Very well, yourself?
Mate, I'm having a ripper of a day. It's a good day. But I want to know, how's your SCA going?
Yeah, we've already kicked off on the first one was anything on a stick. So can we let it tell you what it is now? Yeah, we can tell you.
Yeah.
So it was we did an apple pie flavoured cinnamon ice cream wrapped in panko and sponge cake, deep fried ice cream on a stick. So hopefully it went down well. So that was a bit different doing that. And then second was the jaffle. I was a little bit in two minds. I was going to go sweet, and then at the last minute I changed to go to something a bit more traditional, which was like a 3 cheese, and then also like a bolognese sauce with noodles and things like that in there. But I wasn't that happy with it when it came out.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
okay.
But it was different, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was just up there, and there are a lot of sweet ones in there. So, hey, standing out from the crowd might be what sets you apart.
Yeah, well, the sweet one I practiced at home was actually really nice, but I thought I was having apple pie ice cream, and the sweet one actually had apple inside it as well, and I thought, maybe I'm going too much apple here. So, but got the steaks on now, reverse searing, so in the smoker, and hopefully they'll be... And we picked number 7, so we got 2 good thick ones in the end, so hopefully it comes out all right.
Oh, beautiful. That's what you want. You always want an early pick in the steak draw. But seeing as we are talking about steaks, mate, what's your weapon of choice for steak?
As in the rubs or the cooking device?
Sorry, I was talking about the grill.
The grill, we've done SCA 3 times now, and we've done it on a Weber kettle like a baby Q gas. I do get some weird looks because everyone says you should do charcoal, but you can cook on any sauce. But I must admit, when I really want to, the last few times I've done it over the heat beads on charcoal grilling, it is that little bit better. So I'm converted now. So I've changed from being the quick and easy gas to going to the charcoal. So
you're on the Weber Go Anywhere now then?
Yeah, so Weber Go Anywhere or the Weber kettle, that's what we normally use. Today we're going to do the Weber Go Anywhere because it's nice and easy to carry around.
Now, you did say that the steaks are in the smoker for a reverse sear, so I take it then that the Go Anywhere is just for the quick sear for the lines at the end?
Yeah, just for the end. I found that normally I wouldn't do that with the steaks normally that you get at SCA, because sometimes I find they're a bit too thin. But we looked at these and I thought they're a really good thickness, so let's go with the reverse here and get some smoke flavour.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so hopefully it comes out all right.
Yeah, all right. Now, before I let you go, one question that I'm asking everybody today is, what do you think it is that makes Up in Smoke such a successful barbecue competition?
Well, my first one was last year, and I really liked it. I think the venue today is even better than last year. I don't know if you were here last year, but where we're located is so much better. But I think that where you're in Adelaide, you're a bit more central. You're getting teams from Melbourne, you're getting teams from Adelaide, getting teams from Sydney. And it's a great area. Traffic-wise is good. I mean, I can't believe how lucky they've got at traffic over here. I really think it's good. And Rob, who's organised it, he's fantastic to deal with. So, it's been really good thus far.
Mate, thank you very much for your time. I can smell that charcoal getting hot now, so it's almost time for you to finish off your steak and get it to hand in. So thanks very much.
No worries.
And I'll catch you around.
Thank you.
Hey folks, Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here. Today I'm in Adelaide at the Up in Smoke Barbecue Festival. I'm having a ripper of a time. Sun's out, people are out. It's the Caravan Expo here, so it's everything you could possibly want to do with the outdoors in one place, including a very fine selection of woods here from my mate Russ from Natural Smoke. Mate, how are you enjoying the weekend?
Mate, it is fantastic here. It's absolutely humming. There's so much to see, heaps of cool pits to look at, heaps of nice people. It's awesome.
It is beautiful, isn't it? It's my first time in Adelaide. Is it always like this?
This is actually our first event as well. So we're brand spanking in this industry. My wife and I have only started this business probably 12 months ago. We've been our product's been available to the public since about November. So it's been a very steep learning curve. I actually know more about wood and plants and how they work than the barbecue stuff, but we're learning fast. It's been great fun, and everybody here is more than willing to lend a hand and with some tips and tricks, and with that and a bit of research, I think we're gonna catch up fairly fast.
I think so, mate. I think so. Now, tell me about Natural Smoke. You mentioned that it was a family business. It started a year ago.
Yep.
Behind us here, you've got a tray of like 20 woods, man. Tell me where does it come from? Where do you find it all? That stuff.
So all of our product comes from South Australia. It comes from South Australian farms, and that's very important. We put the I Choose SA logo on our bag, and it's on there with integrity. It means it's important to us. We go and visit these farmers or these growers, and over the last 12, 18 months, we've made some really good friends, and these people have turned into my friends. We're very lucky that we've been able to build such good relationships with our producers. One in particular, Southern Sky Pecans, which is the only South Australian grower of pecan.
Oh wow!
And so it's hard to find, but he's a lovely bloke, great family business, much like ours. And so I support him as much as I can, just like he supports me.
That's so good.
And that's what it's all about, and that's what this whole community, the SA barbecue community, is all about. Everyone's looking after each other, having a great time. If he's succeeding, I'm succeeding.
That's the barbecue family, mate. That's what it's all about.
Good. Yeah.
Run me through all the different types of woods you got.
Look, there's a lot. Like I said, there's about 20 of them. We've purposely brought out a large variety because we want people to experiment. That's half the fun, is learning how these woods work with different types of meat, whether you be cooking fish or a brisket. Everyone's going to have their own opinions on what works well with what. The guys from Smoky Pastures and I put together a chart which is what we thought things work well with what. We didn't look at any. There's a lot of charts out there. We didn't look at any of them. We wanted it to be our opinion, and that's all it is. It's our opinion, but we think we've through some fairly strenuous research. These guys are very analytical and almost like a scientific approach to it, and that was good. That's what I wanted.
You got to be, mate. You got to be.
Yeah, and so when we suggest things to the public, they know that we've tested it thoroughly, and others have too, and even some of the barbecue teams now are starting to get on board with us, even though we've only been around for a very short period of time. So we think we've got something for every occasion. We're not importing anything from America. We're not going to do the hickory stuff where we think we're lucky enough in
all Australian products.
Absolutely. Some different stuff like sugar gum and melaleuca and all, that sort of stuff that isn't in everybody's pantry at home or not a lot of the guys around here are using it. Some are, Some are keen to try it, which is excellent. That's what we want. So, it's good. It's fun. It's fun trying new stuff, the cherry and the apple and the ironbark, that's been there for a while, and I think it's good to have something which could be an edge, for example, hazelnut. It's very hard to find. I'll grab you a piece and you can have a look.
Yeah.
So this is hazelnut, for example, and that's a shrub. It takes that would be 15 years old. It's just rare as hen's teeth, and so that's come from McLaren Vale. We're proud of the fact that we've got lots to choose from.
Yeah. So what would you match with that hazelnut?
It's got a real vanilla-y smell. It's fairly sweet. It would be good for a reverse sear.
Yep.
It is a fairly fast-burning wood because it's fairly low density, but for a reverse sear, perfect. Just want a little bit of quick smoke. That's what I use it for.
Sounds perfect for your SCA steak.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So before I let you go, mate, this is your first time at Up in Smoke. It's my first time at Up in Smoke. What do you think it is that makes this festival so good here this weekend?
Look, it's the people. I'm actually quite surprised at how friendly everybody is, and everyone's helping each other out. But it's blokes like Abel, he's helped me out a lot, and just legends there. And there's so many characters that it's just good fun, and a lot of good camaraderie. And this is my first time, and already I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
it's awesome. So I'll be back next year.
Me too, mate. I hope so. All right, thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it,
I
mate.
think you've got about 10 minutes left before steak hand in now, so you better get running.
Thanks, mate. Beauty.
Cheers.
Excellent.
Hey, folks. Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here. I'm having a ripper of a day at the Adelaide Up in Smoke Barbecue Festival. It is just killer. Beautiful. With me right now, I've got Abel from Clean Heat Charcoal, one of the biggest supporters of the barbecue scene in Australia. Mate, how you doing today?
Hi, Ben. Good to see you in Adelaide. I believe it's your first time down here.
It is.
Welcome to our little town. We're having a wonderful, wonderful time. And as you can see, the place is teeming with barbecuers, teeming with people. It's just wonderful to see what Rob Muir has organised for us. And we really want to thank him very much for organising this event for us. It wouldn't be possible without the organisers and sponsors and all the teams that come from interstate. And once again, thank you very much for the Smoking Hot Confessions coming out from Brisbane, Australia. It's wonderful to have you down here, and welcome home, mate.
Oh, thank you. Thanks very much. Everyone here has just made me feel so welcome.
Yeah, well, that's the way it should be, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're having a good time, and I'm glad to be talking to you again.
Yeah, me too, mate. Me too. Now, very quickly, how did your SCA cook go today?
It was a mixed bag, We started sort of on the back foot, and we were sort of keeping time on the temps and that, but we handed in what we handed in, and it is what it is. But more importantly, we're having great fun, and we're around with our friends, and that's what's more important, rather than just looking for the wins, So for us, it's just good to be out here and just enjoying the live barbecue and talking about our products, talking about the things that we do.
Now, speaking of that, I understand you got some news that you want to share with me.
Yes, Ben. We've had a sort of wonderful kind of how shall I call it? Call it news if you like. We're busy with a plant up in Botswana, the Okavango Delta, and that's going to be just a kick-ass, state-of-the-art. It's going to be the best plant in known to Africa, and I don't want to go into the details of what we're using there, but really the product that's going to come out of there is going to be unsurpassed, really beautiful. So I look forward to sharing it with all our Australian buddies.
Mate, that sounds absolutely fantastic. So are you doing the ABA tomorrow as well?
Absolutely. There's no point in coming down here not doing the ABA. So we're just waiting for our friend Hen Kruger to come down, give us a hand. We'll start lighting up the pits a little bit later on. We're going to bump in, have a great time, sit back and just watch that thin blue smoke rolling, eh?
Absolutely, mate.
Beautiful, man.
That's what you want. So quickly, before I let you go,
yes.
What is would you say would be the one thing that makes this festival stand out?
Okay, one of the things that I love about competing in Adelaide, and in particular, this is the first time we're doing it in summer. I mean, look at this beautiful weather. The people are very, very chilled, and it's a good opportunity for all of us to get together from our buddies interstate, and it's just wonderful to see the camaraderie and to see the kind of support that people get. And it's obviously, for me, it's just so beautiful to see all my products in almost every other team, So it's just wonderful to get the support that I'm getting down here in my hometown. But more importantly, it's just wonderful to see just all these wonderful people coming down here for the love of barbecue, hanging out, having a good time, and everybody just sharing and helping. It's wonderful.
Mate, I did notice that at least 50% of the teams here have a big clean heat banner in there, so that's fantastic.
Well, it's our hometown, you know what I mean? It's our anchor. So, we get a lot of support down here. The boys love using our products, and it's just wonderful to see our stuff everywhere, you know, and it's good because often we see the public coming in and saying, this is the clean heat stuff. Yeah, we heard it's very good. So it's just very nice. And that's not to say that our competitors don't have good products. It's just to say that we are in Adelaide. It's a little stronghold and it's nice, but it's good to see also our competitors coming down here, Heat Beads, Firebrand, and everybody else. It's just nice to see the boys getting out here and just having a good time with the barbecue. That's more important than charcoal.
That is what it's all about, mate.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
Look, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Ben. I really appreciate it, man.
I have no doubt that we're going to see some clean heat teams up there getting some trophies for SCA shortly.
Well, just very quickly, we've got Basty boys up in Queensland. Just to let you know in your hometown, so look out for these boys.
Pitmaster Mike, yep.
Yeah. Big Pitmaster Mike, Steven Spina. Well, it's going to be wonderful. Clean Heat is starting to sort of really sort of gain popularity all over Australia, and it's just good to see our stuff being sold interstate and getting a lot of interest for it. And I look forward to seeing what the results are going to be tomorrow.
Me too, mate. Me too.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming to Adelaide, and I hope this is not your last trip down here.
Me too.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Thanks, Ben. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Hey folks, it's Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here, and I've run into Macca from What's Up Down Under. Macca, how are you?
Mate, I am well, thank you. And I've got to say that whenever someone says the word confession, I always sort of tremble a little bit. But so go easy on me, Ben. I don't want to confess to too much.
I'm sure a pure soul such as yourself would have nothing to confess.
I know, Mum says the same thing all the time.
So, mate, tell me how you fit into this festival.
Mate, so I work on a television show called What's Up Down Under. I work on a few others as well, but that's the main one that people will recognise me from, I guess. And because it's a caravan show, and that's a TV show about caravanning and the lifestyle associated with it, we turn up here and sort of go around and chat to everyone. I've got a few presentations on the stage that I do as well, have a chat to the followers and the viewers, and generally I come here to have a good time.
Much the same as what I'm doing.
Yes, I know. I've seen you blokes out there playing this morning. Some amazing gear.
There is.
I've got a bit of barbecue envy, I've got to say.
Well, mate, these guys can certainly hook you up with anything you want to know, anything you need.
And a great bunch. They are so open. Like I was wandering around there, and so I do a little bit of cooking, bush cooking. So I always say I'm not a chef. I'm a bush cook. Camp ovens, on the grill, over the coals, that sort of stuff in amongst the TV show. And it's a bit of a passion of mine. And I do have a smoker. I've got 2 smokers at home.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I know. I look at the passion that's here, and I go, I think mine's a smouldering passion, not a burning passion.
Nicely done.
Play on words.
I see what you did there. I like that.
Smoulder and smoke. You know how it goes.
So what do you like to cook in those smokers?
Mate, look, I'll tell you, when people say they play golf and they're a hacker, well, I'm a hacker when it comes to this. So really, honestly, I'll have a bit of a go at anything. I watch quite a few of the bits and pieces. I've seen your stuff before on social media and that sort of thing. So I watch what the other guys are doing and I have a bit of a go.
Yep.
Briskets and, look, I do lamb shanks. I do all sorts of stuff in it, but not to this degree, I've got to say. If I turned up here, everyone would have a bit of chuckle at my tucker, I think.
You don't see yourself converting a caravan so it's smoker in the back, caravan in the front?
Look, I'll tell you what, it's an interesting concept. The way this whole industry is growing, I would not be surprised if we did see that coming up in the near future.
Crossovers,
yeah, absolutely. Good bunch. And the culture there is great. Everyone was happy to talk, happy to show me what. I'm sure they wouldn't have shown their competitors what they were showing me this morning because I looked pretty harmless.
You would honestly be surprised. Most of the major competitors here, because we cook through the night, they will actually throw their tents open to any new competitors, and they'll actually put it out there on social media. If you're a new competitor at this event, be at my tent at 9 o'clock and I'll show you how to trim a brisket.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's nothing better than a well-trimmed brisket, I've always said.
Exactly. Now,
you got to risk it to get the brisket.
Yeah. Now, what I want to know from you is what do you love to cook on a bush barbecue?
Mate, look, I don't eat me greens, all right? So I'm a meat man, and I love a great steak. And I mean, there's a big difference between a rubbish steak and a great steak, as we all know.
Absolutely.
So, look, I have to say my favourite is the ribeye on the bone. Do enjoy tucking into one of those big boys' lollipops.
Like a big old tomahawk.
Oh, yeah, nothing better than that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you build up like a bonfire, you got one of those barbecues on the legs, sit that over the top and just direct sear?
Absolutely, yeah. So when I'm in the bush, that's what I do. I've got a barbecue. You actually drive a spike into the ground beside the barbecue.
Oh, I've seen them.
And you've got the plate that swings on and off so you can regulate your heat a little bit. Yep. I'm a big fan, and it's very different to cooking in a pit, you know. So I'm a big fan of taking your food to the heat, not the heat to the... Sorry, other way around. So I start a cooking fire where I build coals, and then I have, a fire to build the coals, and then I have my cooking gear off to the side, and I'll bring the coals over in a shovel so I can just regulate that heat a little bit just to get everything as close to right as you can in the bush, which is, if you spend the time, you can get things pretty good.
You absolutely can, yeah. My grandfather was right into outdoor cooking, had all his camp ovens and all that sort of stuff, and the food that man used to cook was just unbelievable.
Mate, I make the statement that anything you can cook in the comfort of your own home, you can cook in the bush if you've got the right gear and prepared to spend the time, do a bit of practice and get used to it.
Definitely. Good advice right there. So what are your plans for tomorrow? What are you doing here tomorrow?
Tomorrow I've got a speaking segment out on the main stage there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I have a chat for about an hour just about what I do on a day-to-day basis and the fact that I do have the best job in the world. So that's my big plan for tomorrow, and then get around and talk to you guys and have a bit of fun as well.
If you have a close look at my face, you will see that I'm green with envy. So
there's a lot of people offer to give me a hand.
I'm sure there are. Well, look, mate, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. I love the show. My son and I sit together and we watch it together. And, mate, just keep it up. It's great work.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate your time. Good to catch up and keep up the good work and keep inspiring people to get into this culture, because I think it's something the barbecuing in Australia was sort of changed a little bit in the last 20 years, and then this turned back up and everyone's back into it. I think it's fantastic.
It's a resurgence, mate. We need to ride that wave and just make sure it cements into our culture.
Absolutely. Keep up the good work. Show everyone how to do it, and let's have everyone having one of these in the backyard.
Done. Thanks, mate.
No worries, mate.
Hey folks, Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here. We've just wrapped up day one here at the Adelaide Up in Smoke Barbecue Festival. The SCA is done and dusted, and we're keen and ready to head into day two. But before we do, I've got my good mate Bob from Fired Up Barbecue here. We've been chasing each other around the circuit for almost 12 months now and have never had a chance to actually catch up. So mate, how are you enjoying Adelaide?
Yeah, look, it's good. It's, I thought when I was coming down here, I thought, it's about as far as I go up the Gold Coast or I go down to Melbourne for an event. I think, it's about as far as that. But of course, it's about that and another half again. So hauling 3 tonnes, 1,500 k's down the highway to sell barbecue for a couple of days probably seems like a bit of a crazy idea, but it seems to be going all right so far.
Is it a crazy idea though, or is it living the dream?
A little from column A, a little from column B, There's easier ways to make money, but the little throwaway line I always go to is a bad day cooking barbecue is better than a good day at a real job.
Can't argue with that, man. Can't argue with that at all.
Nah.
Now, I understand that you had a bit of a nightmare run on the way up to the Gold Coast. Has this weekend been a bit more gentle to you?
Yeah, so far. We got down here, we got to our accommodation, we got here. We didn't lose any axles. My car didn't break down. We haven't turned up into torrential rain. We haven't, all the things that Queensland seems to do to me. I'm going to give you guys one more chance, I reckon. I'll do one more event in Queensland, and if that stuff's up, then I'm just going to bar.
Now, let's just not put that on Queensland, because it's going to get personal.
Well, here's the thing, though. Part of me thinks Queensland hates me, but then when I go to Queensland does things to me that keep me there longer than I intended to, so maybe Queensland likes me. It's... Tomato.
Mystery.
Yeah.
So, man, tell me about this giant smoker here behind us.
Well, Craig from Bullockhead Creek, when I was shopping around, man, and missus did a bit of a fly around about 3 states in one weekend shopping, and I would have been happy with any one of them. I went and saw Silver Creek, I went and saw a couple of other builders, and I would have been happy with any one of them, but Craig had the right idea for what I wanted to do. He had the right availability at the time. I wanted it quick when I wanted to do it, because I borrowed a bit of money to start the business, and I didn't want to sit there. Yeah, got to start getting the return on it. Yeah. And I couldn't be happier with Craig's help. Like he's like us. He's a barbecue dude. He does it because he loves it. And when he built this, as far as I'm aware, this was the biggest one he'd ever built by a fairly wide margin. And since he's built this, he's been churning out. I think I should be on some sort of commission from him, because I think he's churned out about another 5 of these since then, because people have seen it and just gone, I want that.
Yeah.
And, you know, and he called one of them, he named it something. I still reckon he should call it the Bob or the Fired Up or something. So we're gonna have some sort of discussion. But no, look, Craig's good people, you know. So I just basically, I gave Craig the measurements in my garage at home. I said, this is how much room I've got to play with.
Fill it.
Yeah, I backed this thing in, and the firebox door handle is about 10 millimetres from my workbench, and the drawbar is about 5 millimetres inside the roller door.
Wow,
so
that's precision work.
I said, Craig, I want the biggest thing I can get in that space, and yeah, so I've got, it's 34-inch diameter, it's 2.5 metre cook chamber. You see the massive stacks on it. It draws really well. I've got my warmer box on the back. I can cook 40 to 50 briskets in one go if I want to.
Damn.
I've done, my biggest catering job so far. I did a worksite barbecue for 400 blokes, and we fed 400 people in 45 minutes. So, you know, we can,
far out.
when we need to, we can churn it out. And it does what I asked it to do. It's simple design. I love my standard flow. That's a whole other debate for a whole other day, but I like standard flow. It works for me, and it does what I ask it to do. I can forget the fire even there when I get busy, leave the fire go, for 2 hours longer than I should have, and I've got the insulated firebox on there, so there's always enough heat to just throw a couple of logs in, get it back up to speed again. It just does what I ask it to do all day long. I don't know why people would buy something from overseas when the guys in Australia, like a couple of the names I just rattled off, we've got so many guys in Australia building such good product. You know, it just does what we want it to do, and you saw the line we had here earlier today, and I don't tend to get too many complaints.
So. No, that line was huge, and it was consistent. I kept looping back every hour to try and catch you for an interview, and the line was just still all up the road here. So.
Yeah, but we move it, like we never have more than about 8 to 10 tickets in the stack, and I get upset if there's anybody waiting in my line for more than about 10 minutes, or once they've ordered, if they're waiting more than 10 minutes for food, I feel we've let them down. So we've really worked on all our procedures just to make sure we churn that product out. And look, speed's second to quality. I won't serve it if I won't eat it, but apart from that, we want to get you served quickly. We did the Sydney Beer and Barbecue Festival last year, and we did 1,200 in a weekend, 1,200 of our trays. Wes was there from Bovine, and he was lucky because he's got his restaurant 10 minutes up the road, so he ran out, was able to go and restock, but in the hour he ran out, we served 300 people.
Wow.
So,
very cool, very cool.
It's kind of the cool thing about low and slow is, it takes 14 hours to cook, but once you've cooked it and you can hold it, and again, I've got my warmer box on there, I can just hold it for hours and hours and hours. It's still as good as when we did it, and we just, it's slice and serve, and we can really get it to the masses.
Yep, cool. So look, one thing that I've been asking everybody that I've been interviewing this weekend is, what do you think it is that makes the Up in Smoke Barbecue Festival so good?
Well, that's a hard one for me to answer because I was so busy today. I haven't even had a chance to get around. But I'll tell you this, and I do a bit of the old interstate banter like anyone. I've been bagging people about South Australia. I'm always, jobbing you about Queensland.
Don't even start.
I know, but that's all in good fun. And look, I think it's like any of the good festivals. It's the people. Like, I've met some people here, and again, a bit of banter. I see people coming into my line, and they're wearing their team gear. Well, what are you buying barbecue off me for? You're in there cooking it, and everyone's they're happy. They want to taste my barbecue because it might be different to their barbecue. You know, barbecue. We're all a little sort of messed up in the head a little bit. I find the idea of going and cooking barbecue at a comp and then going and buying barbecue off a vendor, I find that crazy. But people were happy to do it, and they were, I've got good feedback from these people. Everyone I've met here, just, I always say there's not a lot of what's in barbecue. They're all good people. And I think, here I'd say, if from what I've seen, if I had to pick something, I'd say, it's people. Like, everyone's happy, friendly, everyone's in there having a couple of non-alcoholic beverages. Everyone seems to be having a great time. I'm going to try and get some sleep while I'm doing my overcook tonight, but I don't think there'll be too much of that on the cards with the party atmosphere here, so we'll see what happens.
Well, mate, I'm going to just cross my fingers for you and hope that you do get some sleep, because I do know how important that is. And I'm going to thank you for your time. I can see your wife over there. I know you promised to take her out to dinner. She's given me the old symbol. So, mate, I'm going to shake your hand. I'm going to say thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me. And I'll see you around the traps.
Champion. Thank you.
Hey, this is Stan Hayes with Operation Barbecue Relief, and you're listening to Smoking Hot Confessions.
Hey folks, Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here. Today is day 2 of the Adelaide Up in Smoke Barbecue Festival, partnered up with the Let's Go Caravan and Camping Show. Anything you want to do with the outdoors is here today, and one of those people that loves the outdoors is my mate Matt from Grill Top Hoods. Now, I'm assuming you're local because you're named after one of my favourite bands.
Yeah, we are local, mate. We're all Adelaide based.
And how are you enjoying this competition this weekend?
A lot. It's only our second competition so far, and we're having an absolute blast. A little bit more relaxed this time than the last one.
It's your second competition.
Yeah.
Mate, you guys are killing it. You got a beautiful big smoker trailer here. You got all your coloured marquees up. You're killing it for your second comp.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate to get some really good sponsors throughout the process that have helped with a lot of the flags, the marquee. Lee actually made the smoker himself. He owns a welding business, and
wow! So it's not what you know, but who you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Perfect. Always true in life, isn't it? So, mate, if it's your second competition, what is it that got you into competition barbecue? What's your journey been like to get to this point?
Me, I was just barbecuing backstage and ended up going to some demo days down at the meat market and ran into a couple of the guys from Garden of Smoke and Porky's Pit. Took one of their master classes, and then they sort of edged me towards it. And then I come across Luke on Facebook. Podge here is an old mate of mine back from our music days, and we're all in the Facebook group. And yeah, we found Lee online, and none of us really knew each other before putting it together on Facebook, and jumped headfirst into our first comp at Fat Drip.
Wow, so barbecue and social media sort of drew it all together.
Yeah, there's a very
Two
active,
of my favourite things.
Very active SA barbecue Facebook group that's got the whole lot together.
Oh, mate, that's wonderful. That's so good. So you did SCA yesterday.
Yep.
And you do an ABA today.
Yep.
How do you feel about doing 2 comps in 2 days? How's that go for you?
We don't know anything different at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did SCA and ABA last time as well, and it's definitely a learning curve, especially if you want to try to get some sleep in between it all.
What's sleep?
Nothing during these comps.
So how do you feel you went yesterday in the SCA?
We would have liked to have done better on a few different things, but we did walk away with a nice 7th place for one of our jaffles.
Mate, can't argue with that.
We were quite happy with that for our second time round, and whilst we didn't get where we'd like to with the steak, we got a really good appearance score, so at least we know we can make it look pretty.
There you go, and that is half the battle when it does come to that category. And so, how's the ABA comp treating you? How was the night?
Night went fairly smoothly. I don't think we had any real major hiccups. The smoker behaved really well, and everything seems to be running on time, if not early. So yeah, chicken's handed in. We're just gearing up to hand in the lamb now. And
so tell me about your lamb then. Like what sort of flavour profiles have you gone with? What cuts have you used?
So the cuts so far, we've got a mixture. We're trying a few different things. So we've got a mixture of some lamb shanks. We've got a mixture of lamb shoulder in there, as well as the traditional French rack for turning as well.
Nice.
And flavour profiles. Obviously, we're running with the Barbecue Mafia's.
Oh,
Mafia had a little lamb, one of the new products on the market from them. So
I haven't tried that yet. I'm going to steal a pinch of that from you later on.
Go for it.
Yeah. So, all right. So, of the 5 hand-ins for the ABA competition, what do you feel is going to be your strongest one today? What are you really hoping for?
I probably think lamb might be one of our strongest. I'm quite happy with how we do lamb. Our chicken hand-in looked really good, tasted great. I was a little bit worried about that at the last minute, but that all came together and looked really good in the box and tasted well. So generally happy with most of the stuff we do, as long as it works on the day.
Hoping for lamb, but it could be chicken that pulls you through.
Yeah. I'll be happy with a top 10 in any of it, to be honest.
I think we all would, mate. So, look, I'll let you get back to your team now. Thanks very much for taking time to be part of the show.
Cheers.
And I'll see you again soon.
No worries. Thanks, mate.
Hey folks, Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here, and I got with me Jai from Smokeface Grillers here. They are the runner-up grand champion for the whole of the year of last year in the ABA ladder. Huge achievement. Mate, how are you feeling this weekend?
It's been fun this weekend. We traditionally haven't done very well at Adelaide, but that's been attached to a beer festival, so I'm going to blame that. We're feeling pretty good today though. But it's coming off last year. We had a very big year last year. We had a few big wins, obviously. We got second place to bid in the barbecue. And we're actually a bit nervous rolling around again, hoping that we could at least snag even one GC. Every year it probably gets harder, and I reckon there's probably 20, 30 teams looking to jump like we did last year. So it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out.
That has been really interesting to see as the scene has developed and matured. Everybody's technique has advanced and developed, and it's a lot harder now than it was even just 2 or 3 years ago. So I think that we're going to see really see the cream of the crop rise this year. I think it's going to be quite fascinating.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I think it literally could go anywhere in this day. Like you look around even at Adelaide here today, and there's so many good teams. Like Suck Knuckle have won this event 2 out of 3 times. They're an amazing team. I think they did 4 comps and nailed out 2 GCs. They got Smoking Joint, and they're always around the mark. Grant's back, which is good to see. And you've also got Big Smoke here, minus Dan. Got a lot happier Scott, I guess. And there's a few others, but yeah. As I said, and with the ladder, you look at the last few years, you looked at the ladder, like at that back end of the ladder, and you're like, oh, who's going to jump? And after last year, you can almost look from about 10 to about 50 or 60, and you're like, any of these guys are going to, they're just one win away from getting a bit of wind in their sails and taking it all. So
yeah, for sure, yeah. So finishing up in that great position last year, how does that set you up for 2019?
It's an interesting one because you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Obviously what we had was working, and you can see everyone's really busy improving and upping their game, and like you're always trying to improve, but we're probably very confident in what we're doing, so we've probably sat a little bit and just seen where we'll start off, and we're not trying to reinvent the wheel too much, but we'll roll out today. It's actually been a bit tough because we're minus Justin for the first time ever, so I've been running around a little bit more crazy than usual, so we'll see how we go, and then we'll work it out after the first couple of comps, I reckon. So
yeah, definitely. Now, is this your first time that you've come to Up in Smoke?
It's the third. So we did the previous 2 years. They've both been, I'm pretty sure, our worst finishes, essentially. If you look at sort of comp size numbers, so we finished 10th 2 years in a row, so we're looking to hopefully break in the top 5 this weekend. That'd be what we're probably looking at.
I reckon I'll see you there. I did just try a bite of your lamb, and that lamb was sensational.
Yeah, we were very, very happy with the lamb. You know, you're very happy when you walk around and you're showing people and you're like, have a taste of this, but you never know what table it lands on and where it goes and how it sits too. So, but yeah, we're pretty happy with the lamb, and we're very happy with the chicken. Our pit's pretty much empty, actually. Our ribs were done way too early. Our brisket's off, our pork's off, so it's a pretty cruisy ride in from here. So
what do you do then when your pork ribs do finish so early?
It's a tough one. It's happened to us a few times, and I reckon we've tried 4 or 5 different ways. Essentially, we're just holding them in the Canberra at the moment, and we'll keep them wrapped up, and we'll hopefully just bring them back to temp a little bit, and then hopefully they'll hold. It is a risk, but we have won the trophy doing it this way, and it's also failed. So you never know. The ribs on the day can always be different. They react differently. So we'll just hold our fingers and see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. So now, just one last question before you go. If you could pin it down to one thing, what would you say is the one thing that makes this Up in Smoke festival so good?
Up in Smoke's a whole lot of fun. Obviously, being from Victoria, there's not a lot of competitions traditionally in the Victorian South Australian area, and essentially every time there's a comp in Victoria, South Australia, the same teams all get together. They all have fun, all have a beer. It's like catching up with old friends all the time. So the people at Up in Smoke really make it. You could walk across to any team and they're just fantastic. You have a beer with them, have a bit of fun. And when it comes down to comp time, it's a bit of a heated rivalry, but that's also a bit of fun as well. So
it's the camaraderie then.
Yeah, absolutely. We probably obviously we get called Mexicans a lot from those north of us, and we do probably get a bit of weather here and there. But yeah, essentially when you hang around with these, you probably see them 5, 6, 7 times a year. So it's good to catch up with everyone.
Absolutely, man. Look, I'm going to let you go. I can see Scott's heading back into the mire in there, so there's something going on you probably need to be a part of. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
And best of luck for the competition.
No problem. Thanks very much, mate. Thanks today.
Hey folks, Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here. Now, if you're like me and you grew up in the 80s, you would have grown up with Masters of the Universe, He-Man, Skeletor, all the rest of that. So I couldn't go past Dean and his team, Grill Masters of the Universe. It's a top name, perfect match for the barbecue scene. Dean, how you going, man?
Good, mate, good, yeah.
How's the weekend treating you?
Oh, we've had cracker weather. I think we've got pretty competitive sort of bunch of guys, but everyone's happy and it's all worked out well, I think, yeah.
Now, how was the night? Was it a fairly quiet night? Was there some shenanigans going on?
Usually we have a bit of rowdiness, but last night I think everyone sort of put their best behaviour on, and yeah, we got to bed at about 4:35 though, so a typical Barbie comp.
Rightio, so you're running on about, 2 hours sleep?
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing the sunglasses. So.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, did you do SCA yesterday?
No. It's one of those things that we've never competed in. We have stuck with the ABA. I like the idea of the cuts of meat given that are all uniform for each team, so the steaks. But then on the flip side of it, there's a lot of creativity, which maybe, I don't know, scares me off a bit. So when we're talking, tacos or the like, people do dessert tacos, and I don't know, maybe I'm just not that forward thinking. I'll just stick with the meats.
Oh, fair enough, man. Look, you got to play to your strengths.
That's it.
So how long have you been competing for now?
This is the fourth year. This is the fourth year that we've been on.
And is this the fourth Up in Smoke?
This is the fourth Up in Smoke, yes. It's now held at the Caravan and Camping Show, where beforehand it was at the Beer and Barbecue Festival. But South Australia's heading along now. We've had the Fat Drip competition in Nuriukta, which was September, October, November last year, sometime late last year. And I think we're having another one coming up too. So we should have about 3 events, which is really good for South Australia. Saves us travelling around.
Yeah. So you're local to Adelaide then?
Correct, yeah. We're Adelaide Hills based.
Oh, beautiful. There's a popular butcher there, isn't there?
Well, the Adelaide Hills butcher supplies a fair few teams. We're with the meat market down at Edwardstown there, so yeah. Basically, just lovely living up in the hills. It's a nice sort of area and splendid isolation.
Beautiful. All right, so what are you cooking on this weekend? What barbecues are you using?
Okay, well, there's a barbecue that the main barbecue we have is a gravity-fed smoker that we've made ourselves.
You DIY'd your own gravity-fed smoker?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Bought plans off the internet. I mean, the internet's fantastic with what's out there. If you search for plans, you'll come up with a few different places. They were AutoCAD plans. We laser cut the metal. A friend of mine helped weld. So basically never turned back to anything other than a gravity fed for those long hauls, because you just sort of stoke it up and she'll last for about 10 to 12 hours without really worrying about it. But also on the flip side, you need to have some sort of fan control to go along with that. I mean, you can fiddle around with valves and whatnot, but once again, I jumped on the internet. There's a great site, Heater Meter it's called, and you basically can buy the components, solder up your own board. I 3D printed the casings.
Oh, wow.
And so got the computer control unit. So everything's DIY. I like to fiddle around that way.
That's amazing. I'm an English language teacher. I'm flat out working which end of the screwdriver is from one end to the other. So, yeah.
But, I mean, we also have the Smoky Mountain here. We've used this competition for the higher heat protein, so and the quicker ones. So something like a lamb and a chicken we won't do as long, obviously, as your pork, your briskets and things like that.
So what temperature do you like to do the chicken in the Smoky Mountain?
Well, we brought this one, I think, to about 150, 160.
Yep.
I think then with the lamb we brought it up to about 200. just to get a real sear quick though.
Yep.
And just the brisket and the pork, we're sitting on around about the 105, 110 mark.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So they're all the hidden numbers, mate. All the secret numbers, but it's low and slow's the way to go.
Yeah, definitely. Now, look, last question before I let you go. If you could pinpoint one thing that makes the Up in Smoke Festival stand out from the rest, what would it be?
I just think the camaraderie of the people. It's just a great event. It's great to catch up with the people you have met beforehand, the new people who come along, give them a few tips and ideas, and we're all competing, but we're all together with it. We all want everyone else to get high scores, and so that's probably it. Yeah.
Mate, well said. That's lovely. Look, thanks very much for your time. Thank you for being part of the show.
Thank you.
And best of luck for the competition.
Cheers. Thank you.
Hey folks, Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here. I've managed to track down Craig from Suck Knuckle Smokers, one of the best teams out there. You can see here, Australian Barbecue Champions 2016. Highly consistent across all the years that this has been a sport here in Australia. Mate, how you rolling this weekend?
Going pretty well so far. Like, nothing's been messed up. First categories all went well. We've only got brisket to go. That's looking pretty good so far, so we won't know until it gets sliced up in about half hour. Yeah.
I'll circle back in about a half hour then, because I did get to pinch a little look at that earlier and it looked fine.
Awesome. Yeah, it came up all right.
Yeah. So, man, tell me about 2018. It's still February now, so how was last year?
Last year we had a great year last year. We had a late start to the year as always. There's not many comps in Adelaide, so we sort of have the first half of the year off, literally doing nothing until the first usually Up in Smoke. In winter, that's usually our first comp for the year, and from there we just punch out like a few others, Fat Drip, Creekside, Invitational. And so, considering we only did like 4 comps last year, we ended up coming in 9th in Australia. Yeah.
You did 4 comps and came 9th?
4 comps, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So, 2 GCs out of that.
Wow. 50% chance of getting GC this weekend. That's what that means.
It does.
Nice. Now, you've done some overseas trips recently. What happened there?
Yep. So, in 2018, we went over to Texas for the World Steak Championships, competing against, I think it was like 200 odd people over there. In our first heat, we actually came second in the round of 50 people, which we were just totally blown away by. Like, that was just crazy. So that made our trip already, so we were happy with that. And then that gave us the chance to cook in the finals. And so in the finals, we ended up coming in 26. So that was technically 26 in the world. Like,
right.
So no, we're stoked with that, and just be able to catch up with all the guys over there and learn everything they're doing. They know what's up. Yeah. And as you can see by the call-ups this weekend, sort of everyone getting call-ups have already been over there. So obviously it shows that teams are, going over there and learning a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Well, mate, it's a great opportunity here, particularly with that SCA side of things and the golden ticket and the $1,000 towards the costs of getting there.
Yeah.
For that learning opportunity, it's worth it just in that alone.
It is, yeah. No, the experience that you bring back is just better than just sitting here and winging it. People might be a bit scared to go overseas and compete, and it seems like a huge task, which it sort of is. But it's always well worth it. The things you pick up, the people you meet, it's just worth it. It's something you're going to remember forever, and especially if you get a call up, you will remember it forever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And speaking of call ups and travelling overseas, you're a husband-wife duo team.
Yeah, that's right.
And she's obviously been picking up some things as well. Because tell us what happened yesterday.
Yesterday she cooked in her first ever SCA competition, and she came in first place overall. So she got that golden ticket again. So fingers crossed, we might be going over again for it.
So is that one each now? So you've both got a golden ticket?
Yeah. Well, technically last year I didn't win a first place. I got over there by having enough points to make top 5 in Australia to get invited over there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So our highest ranking last year was actually only second place. So far, she's beating me in steak and has placed higher than me. So I said from now on, I'm not doing SEA and she's doing it and she's going to get the points.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a solid strategy, man, if she's getting the results.
That's it. Yeah. Or maybe I might compete and get a golden ticket as well, and we'll both go and compete.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, now, I did ask her to be on the in the video with us, but she was a little bit too shy.
Yeah, she's too shy.
So we'll build her up to it over the year, and by the end of the year, we'll get her on camera.
Yeah. Shout out to Michelle, the steak queen.
Absolutely. Yeah, slew the boys this weekend.
She did.
Absolutely.
She flogged, you know.
It was, 20 points
She had like a 20-point lead over second place with 2 points off a perfect score.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Nailed it.
Crazy.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
So, man, how does 2019 look for you then?
Yeah, so 2019, we've haven't got a huge year. We've only doing about maybe 4 or 5 competitions. Staying pretty close to home this year. We're not planning on travelling too much interstate. That's just getting a bit too much for the long drives. But by the sound of it, there's going to be a few more competitions in SA this year. And obviously we've got a couple just over the border in Victoria. So we're just going to hit up a few of those ones close by. And if all goes well, you know, hopefully we can get a few wins or, you know, some few good call-ups and hopefully have another good year.
Apparently you only need like 4 comps anyway to finish in the top 10, so you are set.
That's right, that's the plan.
Yeah. All right, before I let you go, if you could name one thing that it is that sets Up in Smoke apart from the rest of the barbecue competitions, what would that be?
It's got to be the crowd, the SA crowd, you know. Yeah.
Thanks, Abel.
The SA crowd, you know, they get rowdy, they like to have fun, and we're pretty welcoming to interstate guests as well, and we get along really well. You know, everyone gets along well with the Victorian team, so it's always good to have them to come over, catch up, and basically have a good time. And yeah, it's got to be the crowd.
That's what it's all about, mate.
Yeah,
Look,
that's right.
Thanks very much for your time,
worries. Thanks for having us.
And best of luck with your brisket.
Thank you. Cheers.
Hey folks, Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here. Mark from Smoking Grillers, mate. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Very good.
How's the comp been treating you?
Very good. It's amazing time we've had this weekend.
And is this your first Up in Smoke?
No, we did 2 years ago when it was with beer and barbecue. It was very opposite of today, like rainy, trench, flooding.
Yeah, I've done a couple of comps like that myself. It gets pretty rough when you got 2 inches of water running through your tent.
Absolutely, digging trenches to get it around us. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, mate. So we've just done the last hand in for the ABA comp brisket.
Yes.
Of the 5 hand ins, which one are you most positive about?
We say lamb.
Lamb,
and then brisket, close by brisket.
Okay, tell me about your lamb. What did you do and how did you do it?
Well, I got some ethnic background, so I like my garlic, so I went strong with the garlic. We've tried the sweet before and it hasn't hit the judges' flavour profile, so I'm hoping that the rosemary, garlicky, salty goodness would be great.
So quite traditional flavours with the lamb.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very interesting. Okay, so what I really wanted to talk to you about was this giant sexy black smoker here behind us.
Yeah.
Is it airbagged?
It is airbagged, it is.
All right, man, you got to tell me the story.
Well, actually, my first plan was actually to build a smoker and put it in a V-dub, like cut out the guts and so I could drive a V-dub and get it...
Oh, in an old combi bus?
Yeah, and drive it in and out just with the smoker instead of the thing. That got really hard very quick. And then when we got the size of the pit, it's like 2.4 tonne. So we thought...
A combi's not going to want that in the back of it.
No, and getting off and on and around the spot wouldn't work. So I thought, I did some research. In America, there's big airbags with car trailers. So I thought, why not, let's give it a go. So I started my research. I found a pet company in Brisbane, airbag solutions, and they come up with a plan for us. And from there, we just went on, and many moons later, we ended up with a trailer.
Right, so did you build the smoker as well, or did you just put the prefab smoker on the trailer?
No, so we got the trailer built by Rustic Soul in South Australia, so they're up at Harndorf Way. I didn't know if I could do both. I'm actually a coffee roaster by trade, so I built a coffee roaster thinking I could build a smoker, and I thought, well, I can't do both. My house is not big enough to build both, so I thought I'd get the smoker built by someone that knows what they're doing, and I'd do the trailer. Because R&D is pretty expensive when it comes to trailer.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you can if you can do it yourself, that's great. But if you can outsource it to someone who's already done, 15 years of R&D,
Yes.
why wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does it run? How do you find it? Is it insulated? It looks like a reverse flow.
It is reverse flow. So we're 36 inches in diameter with 2.4 with a cooking chamber. It's insulated firebox. I think the firebox is bigger than maybe we need, but you can never have a big enough firebox. So we love it. It runs like a dream. We've got a couple of grates that we can open up in the first door so we can cook whole hog. So we got that.
Oh wow, that's a good idea.
So we've got 2 opening grates in there, and then obviously we've got a water bath on this side that we can fill up and have a water bath if we need to.
Oh mate, I love all the sound of that. That's a fantastic idea.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So, if I can finish up this interview with just one question. If you could nail down one thing that makes the Up in Smoke Festival unique, what would that be?
I think hometown, like Adelaide. I love Adelaide, and it's so good to be here with everybody we know, and the community is amazing. Absolutely.
Fantastic, mate. Look, thank you very much for your time. I can see that you're already packing up the insides of the smoker, so your teammate's giving me the stink eye over here because he's doing all the packing up and you're standing here talking to me.
Let's talk longer.
All right, mate, good luck at the awards, and thanks for taking the time to be part of the show.
Much. Cheers. Thank you.
Hey folks, Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here. It's day 2 of the Adelaide Up in Smoke barbecue, partnered up with the wonderful Let's Go Caravan and Camping Show. I have had a ripper of a time. If I buy one of these $50,000 caravans, my wife's going to kill me, but it might just be worth it. Adrian, how much damage have you done this weekend?
A bit, just getting everything here. Petrol, petrol money.
Oh, that's not too bad though.
No.
You're not going home with a new 22-foot caravan?
No. But had a look around in there yesterday and again today. Some awesome rigs inside.
Oh, mate, everything you could ever want for the great outdoors we've got here this weekend. Barbecues, barbecue festival, caravans, camping. It's just unbelievable.
And it goes together so well, because while you're out camping, you are, cooking and barbecuing at the same time.
Exactly, man. It's
enjoying time with family and friends.
It's taking it all back to nature, man. Cooking over wood fires. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you get to spend it with all these great teams, so what more could you want?
Not much, mate, not much. Okay, so how's the weekend been treating you?
Yeah, really good. We did really well yesterday in the SCA. Had fun competing against 38 teams. Got second in jaffle and third in steak overall, so we were pretty pleased with that.
That's 2 call-ups, mate. Well done.
Yeah, we did really well. We were pleased, very pleased that we did so well. So pressure on us today to try and perform just as well, so we'll see how we go.
Now, where are you based?
Melbourne.
You're from Melbourne?
We're all from Melbourne, yes, the 3 of us.
So you've made quite the trip over?
Yes. 8 hours, 8.5 hours in the car.
Wow. So do you pack up now tonight and then drive home through the night and back to work tomorrow morning?
So we're going to stop at Bordertown tonight. So we're going to do a 3-hour stint and then we'll continue on in the morning home.
Yeah, play it safe. Good
try and
idea.
get home after lunch, yeah. Yeah, try and save some of the day.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Now you've got some very interesting cookers here. Can you give us a run through of what you've been barbecuing on?
Yeah, so we've got the gateway drum here that we used. We did the lamb in here, so we did the lamb shanks and pulled lamb. We did chicken in my drum that I built, 44-gallon drum, and then all the brisket and pork was all done in the smoking jack.
Now the smoking jacks I love. How do you find the smoking jack?
Yeah, really good, easy to manage, pretty much looks after itself. You can tweak it whenever you need to increase the temperature or decrease the temperature. You couldn't ask for an easier unit.
I've always been impressed with how they look, and the build quality of every single one I've seen has just been outstanding.
Oh, and it holds the heat so well. The doors are sort of thick. It is a heavy unit, but you're paying for the quality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And great for you, sad for them, it's now a collector's item.
Yeah, we picked it up at Meatstock last year.
Oh, there you go.
Took delivery of it last year at Meatstock, and have been using it since. And and now it's a collector's item.
So you said that you do lamb in the gateway, chicken in the drum. So what does that leave? Pork ribs, pork and brisket in the jack?
Yes.
How does the brisket go in the jack? Why did you choose to put the brisket in the jack?
Well, it's the easy racks. Makes it easier to stack your brisket wherever you want. They slide out. You can pull all your meat out to wrap, put it back in. Yeah, it's so functional, and the temperature is just great.
Excellent, very good. Okay, next, what do you think is going to be your strongest hand in today?
strongest hand in, I'd say hopefully pork.
Pork, okay. Yeah.
Money muscle was on point, the pulled pork was on point, and we did pork chunks as well. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, it sounds delicious.
Flavour profile was just bang on.
I'm gonna have to cherry pick some of your leftovers there.
Yeah, absolutely. Come and have a sample.
That's the best part of this job.
Yeah.
All right, before I let you go, mate, if you could nail down one thing that makes this Up in Smoke Barbecue Festival so good, what would that be?
Oh, Adelaide itself. You know, I'm a big fan of Adelaide. I've been here a couple of times. From Melbourne, you just fall in love with the place. And then everybody that's been here today all come over. Everybody's just so friendly. You know, everybody just wants to chat, wants to know more about what you're doing, wants to know more about the barbecues that we're using and how they function. So yeah, it's been great.
Alrighty. Mate, thanks very much for your time. Thanks for being part of the show, and best of luck for the awards.
Thanks very much, Ben. Appreciate it, buddy.
Hey folks, Ben from Smoking Hot Confessions here. We're closing out day 2 of the incredible Up in Smoke Barbecue Festival, and I've got Grant from the Smoking Joint. Mate, how are you feeling?
Mate, I'm pretty tired. As you know, it's a tough day in the office, any barbecue competition, but it's been fun. Weather's been warm, and the barbecue gods have been kind to us.
Mate, they do say that a bad day barbecuing is better than a good... Damn it. Mate, they do say... Oh, I'm so tired, it's so hot. A bad day barbecuing is better than a good day at work.
Mate, you sound like you've been awake as long as us.
Yeah.
But no, it's been great. The festival here is just unbelievable. So everyone's had a good time. It's a real social environment. South Australians, being South Australians, always up for a good time. And the festival didn't disappoint.
Yeah, man, it's been ripper. It's been so good. So, mate, 2018, I'm going to ask you what you did, but there's a big poster here giving it away behind us. Tell us about that.
Mate, I think the highlight of the year was, qualifying and then being invited to the Invitational at Jack Daniels. When we first started many years ago, we drew a bucket list, and on that bucket list was the Jack. And to get there was a dream, yeah.
Mate, I think that's on just about all of our bucket lists.
Absolutely, it was unbelievable.
So let's rewind a bit. How did you win that invitation?
Yeah, so that was the Melbourne KCBS Festival. So we GC'd that one.
Yep.
And that got us a ticket. You get the sort of Willy Wonka gold ticket.
Nice.
Yeah, and so once you get that, you go into a ballot and you still have to be drawn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's not only winning, but then you have to be drawn as well. And we were the only Australian team to get across. So it was exciting for, not just we wanted to, but to rep the country. It was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how does that set you up for 2019? What opportunities has that led to?
Mate, that was the bucket list, so we're pretty much going to just hang out, do nothing.
Oh, so that's it, you're done now.
No, look, I think like everything with barbecue, and I think all the guys who do barbecue a lot know that it's, you got to dedicate yourself to it. You make a lot of sacrifices. And I think going to the Jack just showed me how big this thing's getting. And I'm desperately keen to get back. I'm going back to Memphis with the lads from Memphis in May to join one of the big American teams.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And
Can you tell us which team?
So we're going across there with 17th Street Barbecue.
Oh,
so
nice.
We've got an invitation from Amy to hang out.
Yeah, very cool.
Mike Mills, obviously, the big man of barbecue.
So good.
Absolutely. Well, look, to be honest, in the US, we met Jimmy Johnson, who's one of the most winningest men in barbecue, as Myron says. And everyone there, was gracious with the information, as we are. Everyone we meet now, if they ask us, we got the Grill Top Hoods, great name, South Australian team beside us.
Hell yeah.
2 comps in, and they're as good, if not, going to be better than we are, just because we share that information. So, no, it's been great. This year, I really want to get to the Royal. We had to ditch the Royal to go to the Jack. I missed going with all the lads. Murphy was there, and Badass was there, and whole host.
Yeah, and they killed it too.
Look, Murphy had 2 calls.
Yeah,
both in the invitational and in the real deal comp, so to speak.
Yeah.
So we want to do that. We want to go over there and be as good as we can be. Based on this weekend's performance, we probably need to, lose the halo and get back out of business, because I think we're struggling a bit today.
Yeah, okay, all right. So tell me about that then. What have you been struggling with?
I think the break. You go away, and sometimes you think you can just phone it in.
Yeah.
And barbecue is fun, but it's really, really hard work, and everyone's getting good. This festival's got 40 odd teams here now, I think 48 or something, and that's extreme. I mean, Adelaide, just turned it on. It's gone from 16 to 30 to 40 to, we'll have a meat stock here next time.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Looking forward to that. Look, mate, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being part of the show.
Absolutely.
And best of luck for the awards.
Pew, pew, pew.
Got a project you'd like to work on with the SHC team? shoot Ben an email on ben@smokinghotconfessions.com and let's have a conversation.
Okay, all you know me this weekend, Tony, I'm the head judge for the ABA. I just want to send out a really big thank you. Not to Rob for an amazing event. It's been absolutely fantastic. And I'd like to thank the teams. The whole teams have been absolutely fantastic. The spirit this weekend, the way people have interacted, it's just made it a very enjoyable weekend. So I know you're not come to hear me, so I'm going to hand over to the MC. We're now going to start doing some prizes, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to echo what he said. I want to say thank you very much for being a part of this Up in Smoke here. It's the first time with Rob at the helm, and I think we can all agree and give him a big round of applause for the incredible job he's done here this weekend. Yeah. I'd like to echo Tony's words, thanking all of you, because without all of you, we wouldn't have this competition. So again, thanks to all of you, thanks to the ABA for sending their people to work with us, to the SCA, and of course to all the sponsors. We want to thank Heat Feeds, Drake's Foodland, Meat Market, and of course from yesterday, Adelaide Hills Beef, Murray Valley Pork, and Sure Wagyu. So a big thanks to the sponsors as well. Yeah. And I did it again. I forgot Hammerstyle. I'm sorry. They're massive thank you to Hammerstyle as well.
And barbecue stuff.
Yeah, and barbecue stuff. Sorry, and barbecue stuff. It's been a long weekend in the sun. We're all a bit fried. We're scratching at the brain cells trying to make this happen. Okay, you ready for some prizes?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so chicken, we're going to start out calling out from 10 and then a call up from 3. So 3, 2, 1 is going to be a call up, 10 through 10 through 4 will be a call out. Okay, so chicken, in 10th place we've got Tide, Secondhand Smoked Barbecue, and Texas Coleslaw Massacre. Tied 8th, Smokin' Smitty's Barbecue and Kiwi Smoke Barbecue. Quick shout out to Kiwi Smoke. They had some technical problems during the night and they had to completely switch around everything they did. So to still get a call out with that, very good. Okay, number 7, Liquor Smoke Barbecue. Number 6, The Smoking Joint. Number 5, one of my favourite team names, Grill Masters of the Universe. Number 4, What's Your Beef? And now for a call up, 3rd place, $200, a trophy, and a 4-kilo red bag of Heat Feeds charcoal. Can we have the Smoke Face Grillers? In 2nd place, chicken, getting $300, a trophy, a Heat Feeds 4-kilo bag of red and a blue bag, a red bag and a blue bag. Very cool. Moist Barbecue. First place, $500, a trophy. We're up to 2 bags of Heat Feeds, 1 red, 1 blue, and 1 charcoal chimney. Can we have Robin and Grub?
Good work, boys. Well done, fellas.
Okay, moving on to the lamb category, sponsored by Drake's Foodland. So coming in 10th place was Pyrite Barbecue. Tied 8th place, Firehouse Barbecue and Great Southern Q. Number 7, The Smoking Crew. 6, Jimmy Brisket. 7, Lick of Smoke Barbecue. 4, Kiwi Smoke Barbecue. Now, third place for a walk-up, $200, a trophy, and a 4-kilogram red bag of heat beads. Third place lamb was the Smoking Joint. Second place lamb, $300, a trophy, 1 red bag and 1 blue bag of heat beads. Moist Barbecue. Okay, first place, $500, a trophy, a red bag of heat beads and a blue bag of heat beads and a chimney to light it all with. Can we have What's Your Beef? Okay, pork ribs, brought to us by Adelaide Hills Beef. Here you go, he knows what's up. All right, 10th place is a tie for the Smoking Joint and Pour Some Glaze on Me. 8th place is a tie, Smoke and Steel and No Bid Required Barbecue. Happiest team for a call out up there. All right. 7th, Lick of Smoke Barbecue. 6th, Secondhand Smoke Barbecue. All right, for our third tie for this category, tied 4th place, Southern Bark Barbecue and Forest Lump Barbecue. Okay, third place pork ribs getting $200, a trophy and a 4-kilo bag of heat beads. Third place is What's Your Beef? Second place, $300, a trophy, a red bag of heat beads and a blue bag of heat beads. Jimmy Brisket. Now, first place pork ribs, $500, a trophy, a red bag of heat beads, a blue bag of heat beads, and a chimney starter. The Smoking Crew. Yes. Okay, the category pork, very generously brought to us by Murray Valley Pork. It's a 4-way tie, so equal 7th place we're going to start with. Porky's Pit Barbecue, Big Smoke Barbecue, Happy Grillmore, I love those guys, and Pour Some Glaze on Me. 6th place pork, Smoke Face Grillers. 5th, the Stakeholders. Number 4, the Master Basters. Okay, third place, taking a walk to collect $200, a trophy, and a red bag of heat beads. Smoke and Steel. Second place pork, $300, a trophy, a red bag of heat beads, and a blue bag of heat beads. Second place pork, Black Pork Down Barbecue. And now, first place pork for $500, a trophy, a red heat beads, a blue heat beads, and a chimney. Very appropriately named, the Meat Project. Given how clean that white shirt is, he was very obviously the parsley bitch this weekend.
I think he went solo.
I don't think he even touched the barbecue. All right. So, beef. Starting at 10th place, Master Basters. 9th, Big Smoke Barbecue. 6th place is a three-way tie. Lick of Smoke Barbecue, Secondhand Smoke Barbecue, and the Meat Project. 5th place, Max Diff Barbecue. And 4th place beef, Suck Knuckle Smokers. Okay, 3rd place beef, brought to us by Sher Wagyu. 3rd place, $200, a trophy, a 4 kilo bag of heat beads. We have Forest Lump Barbecue. There's the family Christmas card this year. Okay, beef, 2nd place, $300, a trophy, red heat beads, blue heat beads. 2nd place beef, Smoke and Steel. Okay, 1st place beef, $500, a trophy, red heat beads, blue heat beads, and a chimney. 1st place beef, the Smoking Crew. Okay, now usually by this point in the competition I can generally pick who's going to win. But we've had multiple teams with multiple call-ups, so this is going to be interesting. We're going to start calling out from 15. We're going to start calling up 2 and 1. So this is brought to us by Hammer Style Knives, and we've got some killer prizes coming out. So, starting at 15, Forest Lump Barbecue. 14, Max Diff Barbecue. 13, Texas Coleslaw Massacre. Number 12, Jimmy Brisket. 11, Smoke Face Grillers. Number 10, Big Smoke Barbecue. Number 9, Moist Barbecue. Number 8, What's Your Beef? 7, Southern Bark Barbecue. Number 6, The Meat Project. Number 5, The Smoking Joint. Number 4, Secondhand Smoke. Number 3, Lick of Smoke Barbecue. Now, Reserve Grand Champion picking up a hefty $1,000, a trophy, a 4 kilo bag of heat beads, a red bag of heat beads, a blue bag of heat beads, a chimney booster, and a Hammer Style brisket slicer. Very nice indeed. Coming down for Reserve Grand Champion, can we please have the Smoking Crew? Ladies and gentlemen, I have one little correction to make. I did credit Hammer Style for the sponsor for RGC and GC. It's actually barbecue stuff, so I do apologise. Please can we have a round of appreciation for barbecue stuff? This category is sponsored by Hammer Style. For a Grand Champion prize, a whopping $2,000, heat beads 10 kilo, red and blue, 10 kilo lump, a chimney, a booster, and a 21-piece Hammer Style knife set. How cool is that? Please, can you come on down? Second. Smoke and Steel! Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Moss. There you have it, folks, the 2019 Up in Smoke Barbecue Festival. Once again, a big thank you Once again, a big thank you to all the sponsors. Big thank you to Rob, the ABA, the SCA for yesterday. And a big thank you to all of you. Thank you very much. Stay safe and have a good trip home.
And there you have it, family. The 2019 Up in Smoke Barbecue Festival. Massive congrats go out to the smoking crew for their RGC and, of course, Smoke and Steel for their Grand Champion prize. Before I let you go, I want to remind you about the Smoking Hot Confessions community on Facebook, and if you have a minute, it'd really help me out if you could subscribe, rate and review the show. The ratings and reviews trigger the algorithms and make Apple distribute the podcast further and wider, so they are really important and very much appreciated. This episode's supporter shout-out goes to the Review Magazine, who write, anyone who wants to know about how to get into low and slow, barbecue competitions, or just even how to prepare for the barbecue on the weekend, Ben will get you there. A great, informative podcast. To get a review like that from a great industry publication such as the Review Magazine really puts a smile on my dial. Thanks for your 5-star rating and thanks for leaving that awesome review. And that's the end of the show. Till next time, take care of each other and keep on queuing.
Thanks for listening to the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast. Head on over to smokinghotconfessions.com for recipes, tips, and Ben's own confessions.